The Tragedy of Cinema podcast is intended as a family-friendly program that by extension strives to be inclusive to all people regardless of their ethnicity, gender, creed, or any other identifying factors in this incredibly diverse world of ours. With that said, some of the films we discuss may contain serious subject matters or have content considered morally objectionable by today's standards. We do not intend to condone or dismiss these aspects of these films, but our primary focus will be on what we believe the film succeeds at, some fun facts, and our personal enjoyment factors of each film. With that said, we hope you enjoy the show.
Oh, the neon light, Jimbo and Bond take flight. 80s dreams on its delight. In the realm of black and white, movies and TV flow through the stories we all know. Silver screen tales unfold in the magic they bestow. The tragedy of cinema, when memories shimmer. Join us as we toast to the tales we love the most.
This is the place. Now, don't forget, she thinks you're a big game hunter.
Buzz, why do you keep getting me in the middle? I wish you hadn't.
Why, you ingrate. Here I'm giving you a chance to make me $2,500. Is that the way you want to repay me for all the things I could have done for you? So all you do is snap at me. Me snap at you? No, wait, that'll laugh. Me snapping at him.
Now I know what they mean when they say, boy, are you in hot water. Never thought it was going to be anything like this, though.
Hurry up, here he comes! Come on!
All right, guys, welcome back to the Tragedy of Cinema podcast. I'm your host, Jimbo.
And I am your co-host, Bond.
Bond is back. Bond, today we are going to be talking about a movie which you had never saw before. It has been one of my childhood favorites for a long, long time. But before we start, I got a question. Where are you going to place Bud Abbott and Lou Costello in the realm of dynamic duos?
Dynamic comedy duos?
Yeah, well, dynamic duos at all.
Oh, man.
I mean, you know,
Top
Batman
10.
and Robin. I mean, did you laugh at this movie, Bond?
Oh, I laughed through the whole movie. It was so cheesy, so silly. But, man, everybody was having a great time making this movie. They got to be in the top 10 when it comes to comedy duos, comedy teams.
I'd probably
They're just classic.
I'd probably put Steve Martin and Martin Short up there because I just think they're really good together. Also,
Sure.
Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor definitely going to have probably a top 3 spot for me up there.
Of course, Bob
you got-
Hope and Bing Crosby.
Yeah.
You know?
Also, probably John Candy and Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah. Lucy
just-
and Desi.
There's just so many. But there's just something about, if you like the Three Stooges, how can you go wrong with Abbott and Costello? And like I was telling Bond, this is something that most people probably remember Abbott and Costello from Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, where they meet all the Universal monsters, which if you haven't seen that, that is a really, really funny one too. But for me, this was the one, when I think of Abbott and Costello, you know, you always have the skit of who's on first, what's on second, you know, that
Correct.
probably put them on the map. But this movie right here, I think deserves its place in movie history because it is just that funny. But Bond,
I have to admit, I was aware of like all of the classic Universal monster, Abbott Costello Meet the Werewolf, Abbott Costello Meet Frankenstein. Those are really my only exposure, with the exception of, like you're saying, the who's on first stand up kind of thing where they're just riffing off each other. This is the first time I've ever seen this one, man. 1949. It was great.
All right, Bond. Well, I think we've wasted enough of the people's time. Let's go ahead and take it away.
All right, man. We're going to be reviewing Africa Screams. It's a 1949 American adventure comedy film. As we said, it stars Abbott and Costello. And this was actually The title is a play on a 1930 documentary called Africa Speaks. So that's kind of where they got the title for this one. This movie was directed by Charles Barton, and he did a lot of the Abbott and Costello movies. He also did like a Shaggy Dog movie for Disney, I think, at the time. And he also did a lot of television shows, Dennis the Menace, Family Affair, those kind of shows. So he was a big director at the time. This thing's written by Earl Baldwin, screenplay by Martin Ragaway and Leonard Stern, produced by Huntington Hartford and Edward Nasur. As we said, Africa Screams, 1949. This movie was made for, the budget on this one was $500,000 in 1949.
It's
So
a lot
that
of money.
translates to about 6.7 million today.
Man.
So they definitely did not spend that on alligators.
Yes.
They definitely did not spend their money on alligators in this one, man. They saved their money on that one.
What about orangutans?
But it was a box office hit.
Oh, yeah.
It was a box office hit. It actually did 1.5 million at the box office, which translates to about 20 million today. So it tripled its money.
Of course.
So that's really good, really successful stuff, man. Let's go over the cast. Let me tell you who's in this one. Of course, this movie stars Bud Abbott and Lou Costello. We know them as the comedy duo Bud Abbott and Lou Costello. They actually got their start in burlesque.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think old vaudeville, old burlesque shows, Bud Abbott was actually introduced to burlesque through his dad. His dad worked at a burlesque and met his mom at a burlesque theater. And that's kind of where he got his start. He would work over there when he was just a kid. He met Lou Costello, who was also working the burlesque circuit as a comedian. What happened was Lou Costello's original straight man got sick one night. And so they needed a stand-in. And so they got Bud Abbott to stand in for Lou Costello's straight man. And ever since then, they've been working together. They were a big hit. And like we said, they're in movies, of course, like like Abbott Costello meet the Wolfman. They meet the Frankenstein, those kind of things. We also see in this movie Clyde Beatty. Clyde Beatty is a real-life lion trainer.
Yeah.
So that's what he used to do, Clyde Beatty.
But old Stanley Livingston, he taught him how to go. That Ned Beatty, I outshot him.
He doesn't know how to train lion. He doesn't know how to catch a lion. And so, yeah, of course, man. Oh, that's a good point. Stan Livingston, right? What a great name.
Yeah.
Actually pulls his name from two historical British explorers, right? Henry Morton Stanley and David Livingstone. So that's how they got his name.
David Livingston, I presume?
Dr. Livingston, I presume. Exactly, man. This movie also has Frank Buck in it. Frank Buck also plays himself. He is a real-life hunter.
Yep.
Famous big game hunter. He's from Texas. I just thought I'd point that out as a Texas boy. So he's a real-life hunter. We also have Max Bear and his brother, Buddy Bear.
Hey, Buddy Bear.
They are both professional boxers.
And they both took on Joe Louis, if I remember reading that right.
Max Bear, that was one of his last fights, was against Joe Louis. His boxing record was 68-13 as a heavyweight fighter. 68-13 with 51 knockouts.
Who, Joe Louis or the Bear?
Max Bear.
Wow. Did you know his brothers?
His brother, Buddy Bear, was also in the movie Snow White and the Three Stooges.
Oh, that's a great movie, too.
His heavyweight boxing record was 59-7 with 53 knockouts. He was also in the movie Jack and the Beanstalk, where he played the giant.
Yep.
Some other people you might have recognized from this movie is Shemp Howard. Right? You got to love Shemp Howard.
I didn't want to spoil that for you because you had never seen it before. And I was going to say, I'm wondering if he's going to pick it up.
That was
Gunner.
my favorite part. When Shemp Howard comes out and he's got those bottle bottom glasses
He
on.
says, leave the door open. Gunner's coming over.
Oh, man. When Gunner comes in and they're like, show them how you're going to defend him against the lion. And he picks up he falls over the pool table, all the pool cues, and then he goes in and grabs the gun the wrong way.
Yep.
Oh man, we know Shemp Howard. Shemp Howard, of course, is one of the Three Stooges. He is actually the brother of Mo Howard and Curly Howard.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Mo, Curly, and Shemp are the brothers, and of course Larry was just their friend. And so he came in. He was actually a Three Stooges before Curly came in.
He was an original member.
He was an original Three Stooge.
Do you like the Three Stooges?
I love the Three Stooges.
Dude, I have every single one.
I haven't seen those in so long.
I have every single one of them, dude. I love them all.
They're classic, man. I mean, it's hard to say after 90 years they hold up. But they're hilarious. I mean, to me, there's two kinds of men. There's those that like the Three Stooges and not real men.
Well, I say there was three of them. There was probably the ones that can still do the curly shuffle.
Oh, yeah, the curly shuffle.
We got to cover some Three Stooges movies,
Oh,
Bob.
also, what?
We're going to cover some Three Stooges movies.
We got to do a Three Stooges movie, man.
I'll bring our toast in for that one. That'll be a great one.
That would be a great one for him to come in. I'd love that. Oh man. And then we get to see another Stooge come in later.
Yep.
Right? Joe Besser. Joe Besser played Harry. He's like the servant,
oh, my tent's on fire.
He's grabbing the cup of water and he's like interrupting them every single time. He just cuts in between them. Finally, they have to say something. They're like, "What are you doing? My tit's on fire."
But you know what? I will say this. Not my favorite Three Stooge. He's probably the one I do not like the most.
I think that's true with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody's favorite Stooge is Joe.
Yep.
But he did come in. He did like the last 4 or 5 episodes of the Three Stooges. He really filled in at the end. He also had a role in Batman, the 1966 Batman. So he came out in that. He was in lots of different movies, lots of different TV shows. He's the voice of Babu from Scooby-Doo and the Laugh Olympics. He's like a big genie.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm pulling out the old trivia here.
Yeah, he's great, man. We have a couple more people in our staff or on our cast. We have Hillary Brooke as Diana Emerson. She was the rich lady that was after the diamonds. Now, here's something really cool about Diana Emerson, or as Hillary Brooke. Hillary Brooke refused to play a dumb blonde in any movie she was in, and she was in hundreds of movies. When I was doing the research for this thing, she had a long list of movies that she had done over the years. And one of the things that she had was she refused to play the dumb blonde.
Huh.
Yeah, she was in movies like Road to Utopia, Invader from Mars, and The Man Who Knew Too Much. Those are some of the bigger ones that maybe you recognize. Another cast member that I must mention is Charles Gamora. Charles Gamora played the ape.
Fantastic in this movie.
Oh my gosh, he was so funny, man. The ape is so funny.
Why does it always gets funnier when there's an ape involved? Have you ever noticed that?
This gorilla, he's actually famous for playing a gorilla. If you saw a movie in the 40s with a gorilla in it, it was Charles Gamora.
Really? He's that popular, huh?
All the Little Rascals.
Oh yeah.
Had a few episodes with the gorilla. That's him. Right? Huh. He was also in the movie Murder in the Rue Morgue.
Great movie.
Edgar Allan Poe movie. He was in the comedy Road to Zanzibar as an ape. Right? And he was also in the Marx Brothers movie At the Circus. As an ape. He played an ape in he wore that costume for a living.
You know, I wonder if he got a role in Planet of the Apes.
Probably cut him out.
Yeah. It probably wasn't alive anymore.
Don't have the qualifications, right?
Yeah.
So that's the cast. I couldn't find any awards for this movie. So I don't think this is an award-winning movie, but
it deserves one though. It deserves one.
You think it deserves one? I think it deserves one just for having the best cameos.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because like I said, Shemp Howard, when he comes out as Gunner, he steals every scene, and he's only in it like twice.
What about the end when he's like, Gunner, take him back to the camp? And he's like, and he puts the who is it? Costello puts the stick on the gun and points him away. And you see, next thing you see, he's got the chimpanzee. The chimpanzee's walking with his hands up.
Oh, man, that's so hilarious, right? So I'm not going to go too deep into the plot because the plot's not very deep. But Diana Emerson, she visits a bookstore and she's looking for a book called Dark Safari because she's looking for a map, right? And she tells Buzz Johnson, of course, is Costello, that she's going to pay $2,500 for a map that's inside this book. And, of course, Stanley Livingston, he's got the map memorized, or so they think.
When he goes to draw it.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I could draw that map. I got it memorized. So, but like the trailer has one of my favorite lines in it. That's, are you going to blow this chance to make me $2,500? Yeah. I love that line. But it's so classic. But so anyway, they end up going to Africa. The whole thing's just a safari. They think they're looking for the giant ape, right? They look for a giant ape, but in reality, they're looking for diamonds.
The orangutan gargantua, I think, is the name.
Yeah,
of it.
The orangutan gargantua, who makes an appearance in the movie.
Right, but also, did you know that his mouth doesn't move in that, but you do hear roars, and that is actual audio footage from the original King Kong from 1933.
Nice.
Yeah.
So they used original. I like that. That's cool. Right. So they think they're there to see the giant ape, but really it's diamonds. And of course, they get kidnapped by Africans, and they're going to put on the menu at one time. The cannibals. What'd you think about those cannibals?
I like how they show what they're cooking them in, and one of them's just the slender barrel, and the other one's the big pot or whatever.
Yeah. The cooking devices match their body type.
Right. If you haven't seen this movie, it's just so funny. If you like slapstick comedy, I mean, I would put these guys, probably the other greatest duo of old time is probably Laurel and Hardy, I would say.
I think these guys beat them out.
Oh, I do too. But I mean, they're both funny in their own right. But there's just something about this movie, man. It's just, it'll have you in stitches. Like when he gets in the, where Abbott or Buzz is going to put on the lion costume. And
yes,
Stanley's like, Diana, we'll have her come in here and she'll think I'm the hero, and you just go in there and I'll do some tricks or whatever. And he gets in there and he gets stuck. And he's in there with the real lion. It's just funny.
Yeah, he wants to prove his bravery. He wants to prove that, and so, Costello's like, I'll just get in there. It's hilarious, man. That whole scene. And the costumes are so bad.
The lion costumes
is nothing like a real lion.
Right. And so, but it's even funnier is after that, once he discovers that it's a real lion in there, Buzz is outside sitting on a log moping around. Oh, he was such a great guy. I don't know why I never told him. And Costello comes and sits down next to him and he starts crying too. Like, yeah, he was such a...
Yeah, he starts crying over the death of himself.
It's so funny.
Oh, man. And like you said, by this time, I think these two comedians, they're like a well-oiled machine. I'm pretty sure the director just said action and then just let them run. Just let them have fun.
I wonder if there's any like bloopers out of this thing, because there had to be some.
Oh, especially the scene when Lou Costello, when Stanley is in the water and he's like, you want to see an impression? A seal. Like that. He like spits up water and like, or, right? I guarantee that whole scene was all.
How about an alligator? And the real alligator goes up.
Yeah. I guarantee it was like, I don't care what animals you do in the water, just get to the alligator. And they just said action, let them go.
How would you keep from laughing if you're his co-host, man? The scene where he gets the water faucet stuck on his finger, or the spigot stuck on his finger.
Oh, he gets his fingers. Yeah. And it turns on.
Yeah.
He turns it on and the water comes out.
Yeah. And he goes and answers the door. And that's when Joe Besser answers the door and he shakes his hand, takes his hat or whatever, and it ends up on his finger. I mean, He's like, not that one. No, not that one. That one.
Oh man, it's so funny. This movie, yeah, I have to say, if you have not seen this movie, you need to hunt it down. It's not that hard to find, man. You need to take the time to watch it because this movie's hilarious.
It is.
Just one scene after another, right?
You know, and you know, some people say, oh, I don't like that kind of comedy. This is well worth a watch because I've been watching it since I was probably 5, 7 years old, and I can put it on now and I will still laugh. There's a scene at the end. It gets me every time when Costello's running away from the cannibals or chasing him down, and he runs between the legs of the orangutan gargantuan, and all the other, cannibals, everybody stop and they turn white and they run the other way. And so Costello's like, and he walks out and he turns around and his eyebrows go, they lift up and down.
They like cartoon his eyebrows. They cartoon his eyebrows and when they like flicker super fast up and down.
It's so funny, man.
Crazy.
Oh, I love it so much.
Of course, I love the scene where they're all eating dinner together at camp, and only Stanley can see the gorilla in the jungle.
Oh yeah,
and so he's like,
and he tries to cut a steak. He's like,
yeah, he's all shaking while he's trying to cut his steak. Oh man, it's just one scene after another. I mean, the opening scene of the whole movie is when he gets scared of like a kitten.
Yeah, he's trying to tame a kitten in the department store.
Yeah. And next thing you know, he's like, I'm touching a lion and stuff like that. Like he picks up later in Africa, Buzz picks up a lion cub and says, here, pet the cub.
Oh, yeah.
I'm petting a lion. So,
yeah. And then, remember when, so basically they convince him to take him on the safari with them because they find out, he tells them to draw the map because they said, if he's there, he'll be able to picture it better because Buzz is wanting to go over there and because he finds out that this map's worth a lot more than what she was offering them, like $25,000 or something instead of $2,500. So he wants a free safari out of it. And when he gets over there, he's like, hey, Stanley, let's have you draw the map. And Stanley it looks like a crown, makes a little map of the department store.
Oh yeah.
Here's where the book is.
Store.
And Buzz is like, he takes it over to Diana. He's like, I think there's a mistake. He's like, I thought you said you knew this map. He said, I did. That's where we was in the department store. But it goes on and on and on. And he's like, maybe you should just, the scene that gets me that I laugh every time. And they're carrying him around in that, I don't know, like hammock thing. And he's like, no, not here. There.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to make camp here for the day or whatever. It's just so funny. Well done. So go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, okay, so here's two things I didn't like about this movie. One, I didn't like the fact that they did the same joke twice. Because when they run into Frank Buck later in the jungle, they do the same joke of the, bad-mouthing Frank Buck until they find out it's him.
Yeah, like they did with...
It's like, you already did that with Clyde Beatty. Yep. It was funny with Clyde Beatty. But then when it happens again in the jungle with Frank, I'm like, yeah, we already saw that. You know what I'm saying? We kind of already saw that joke. And I thought the ending of the movie was terrible.
Yeah, we'll get there, though. Like, I got some trivia, though.
This is hilarious. And then when you get to the end, you're like, I don't know. That's weird.
I got some trivia, though. So hang on. Let's go through this real quick. So you commented on the Buddy and Max Baer being the boxers. Mm-hmm. So there's a line in this movie, I don't know if you caught it, where it says, I'll hit you harder than Lewis ever did. So they threw that in there because they had both had a boxing match with Joe Louis, who battled both of them, and I think it was the 1930s, they said. So I thought that was pretty well done.
That is right. I missed that line.
Yeah, so the original script also had a love-struck female gorilla pursuing Lou Costello. However,
I would have loved to see
the
that.
Breen office censors that enforced the production code objected any hint of the possibility of a sexual encounter, even an unwilling one, between a man and a female gorilla. The writers changed it from a female gorilla to a male one, and the Breen office approved it. Apparently, they saw that man-gorilla straight relationship would involve marriage and sex, but man and gorilla same-sex relationship wouldn't rise above mere friendship. So.
I think it would have been hilarious if it was a female gorilla.
Oh, yeah. So there was also the thing we talked about, the tent scene where Joe Besser keeps running in back and forth about my tent's on fire.
Yeah, my tent's on fire.
That actually happened to Max Baer when he was a young boy. He actually set his bed on fire, and not wanting to tell his parents about it, he kept running back and forth between his bedroom and the kitchen until his father stopped him and asked him what he was doing. So he actually set his bed on fire.
Okay, so do you think that was in the original movie?
What?
And like Max Baer shared this story, and they're all, dude, that's hilarious. We got to put that in the movie.
I don't know, man. You gotta think that that's something that was added in just because of the story they told.
Yeah, I guarantee Max Baer was telling this story, around some steak dinners one night, with the crew, and they're like, dude, we got to put that in the movie somehow.
And they put it in the perfect place because they're discussing what they're going to do. I thought it was perfectly well placed.
Yeah, because even like as you're watching it, you're going, what is he doing? Right? Because you're watching it going, what is he doing? Why does he keep going back and forth and cutting like right in between them? And that's a taboo. Like in movies, you don't cut between two actors talking to each other like that.
It was funny though. But the little mini car shown in the final scenes isn't a movie prop car, as some have claimed. It's a Crosley, which was a real car produced by the Crosley Motor Company from 1939 to 1942, discontinued during the war years, then resumed in 1946 until the company folded in 1952. This was the first independently financed film that Bud Abbott and Lou Costello made while under contract with Universal. It was released by United Artists.
Nice.
Here's a thing that's pretty sad, but the failure of the original copyright holder to renew the film's copyright resulted in it falling into the old public domain, meaning that virtually anyone could duplicate and sell a VHS DVD copy of the film. Therefore, many of the versions of this film available on the market are either severely and usually badly edited and or of extremely poor quality, having been duped from second or third generation or more copies of the film. Bond, the copy that you watched, was it good?
Yeah, it was pretty clean.
Yeah. I mean, it's 19.
Can I plug where I watched it? I just watched it on Tubi.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just watched it on Tubi. It was fine. It was good quality. There was a couple scenes where like the edges were kind of
it kind of like the old
blurry.
VHS, like the one I watched, the VHS, like how you get that little fuzzy line at the bottom and then it would
where the bottom kind of jitters and jumps a little bit.
The cast and crew nicknamed this film Nasser Screams because of the intense feud between the producer and Lou Costello. Ooh. Oh, so get this. Nasser brandished a pistol on the set and threatened to murder Lou Costello. Cinematographer Charles Van Enger disarmed the producer. So I don't know what was going on there. I don't know if he was hard to work with. I don't know. Yeah. But that doesn't sound good at all. Oh, the copy you watched, was it in color or no?
No, it was in black and white.
There is a color version which came out in 1988, but watch it in black and white. The black and white version, perfect.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So with the death of Burt Wendland, who played Bobo in 2009, all credited cast members are now deceased. Costello, he breaks the fourth wall a lot more than usual in this movie, which is funny too.
Like you're saying with the eyebrows, that's a scene right there where you're like, that's hilarious.
Oh, yeah, it's great. So, all right, Bond, what are you going to rate the wonderful Abbott and Costello in Africa Screams?
Africa Screams. All right, so let me see. Walking into it, I wasn't expecting much.
I don't think you weren't very happy when I chose this movie. I could tell you were a little disheartened.
Exactly. I was like, Africa Screams. I've never heard of it. I was like, if we're going to do an Abbott Costello movie, I have 3 others that we could do before that one. I was like, Africa Screams. I had never heard of this one before. But I was sold within the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes. They didn't even have to leave the bookstore. It was just about those two guys working at the bookstore together, and they never went to Africa. I would have been perfectly fine. I might have said, there's no Africa in that movie. Yeah. But I would have been fine with it. I give this movie a 9.
Yes, sir.
It shot right up to the top of my top comedies, especially older comedies like this, golden age comedies. I think it goes right to the top, man.
I'm really impressed you gave it a 9, man. I didn't think you were going to go that high. It's funny.
Just great. It's funny. And even though the costumes are terrible, the gorilla costume looks like a man.
The lion costume is even worse.
The lion costume is way too skinny to be a lion. I mean, and when he's sitting in the cage and like that fake lion arm comes and scratches him on the arm, he's like, "Hey, you need to cut your nails.
Stop
it. Right? Hey, stop it. You need to cut your nails."
What is it is it the tail that's coming up out of the thing? Remember?
The tail's coming out and he's like bites it. Yeah. Oh man. So special effects wise, like I said, every time they show like 9 times out of 10 when they show the alligator in the water, it looks like a styrofoam alligator that's just floating there, and because they don't show the whole thing.
Just like the head.
Somebody's holding the back of it, moving across the water.
Well, it's like when at the beginning when they first get to Africa, and you've got Abbott in the front, and you got Costello in the back, and he's doing that thing with the oar where he dumps it in the water and jumps up and all that, right?
Oh yeah.
And then he's like, he leans down and he's like splashing in the water and all that, and you see that alligator head just come up and right at him, and he turns around and he gets like a little mixer out of his bag, and he's the boat takes off like a motorized boat.
A little egg beater. As fast as he can to make it like an engine. That's hilarious. That's what I'm saying. What makes this movie fun is it's so cheesy, it's so silly. It makes you laugh the whole time because it's so silly on purpose.
Right.
And I think that's what movies today have kind of lost. We've kind of lost that silliness to movies. I think with I think they did it with like those scary movie, where they do like they make fun of scary movies and they have Scary Movie 1 and 2 and 3. I think those kind of did it, but we really lost the silliness of movies, man. That's what's great about this one. It's just silly.
And you know what I like about this movie? It's clean. You don't have language. You don't have all that nudity. You don't have any of that stuff in here. And I can laugh just as hard at something like this as I can something that's like that. And I think that's great. This is a family-friendly film. If you have kids, small kids, let them watch it. It's hilarious.
I agree, man. I agree.
Bond gives it a 9. You know what, Bond? I'm right there with you. I love this movie. It was always a childhood favorite. Like I said, I always knew about Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, but this was always number 2. And I haven't seen a lot more Abbott and Costello because with those, I don't want to get my hopes down because with these two right here and Meet Frankenstein, they're so perfect that I don't want to be disappointed. But the one thing I will say about this movie is they are over in Africa, and then when they come across the cannibals, they're very stereotypical in the way they portrayed them. I mean, you have the African Americans with the what is it like the
bone in the nose,
or the I want to say the stick through the lips or whatever. The headdress is very I don't know, enamored or whatever. But for the time that this was made, I mean, it was a different time, man. But it's still funny. I can't express enough how funny this is. And that's the only small takeaway I took out of this whole film. I mean, I think the lady that played Diana in this movie is fantastic. I mean, what can you say about the 2 Three Stooges that were in it? I mean, Gunner. Dude, when he loads the gun.
They stole every scene they were in.
Oh, they did.
Every scene that either Joe or Shemp comes out and they'll be in the movie for like 2 minutes at a time, just do a little something. They steal the scene. He steals the scene when he says my tent's on fire. He steals the scene when he's like trying to pick up the gun. Gunner's trying to pick up the gun and show them how he's going to defend him, and he picks up the gun the opposite way. I'll just look through the sight, and he's holding the gun upside down.
Backwards.
Yeah, backwards and upside down. You're like, oh my gosh, they just stole the scene.
Right. So if you've seen Africa Screams, please drop something on our Facebook. Let me and Bond know what you guys thought about it, or leave us a review or something, because I want to know if you guys like it as much as we do. Yes, Bond, go ahead.
I got one more thing I got to ask you. What is your prop that you are taking from this movie?
Oh, man.
There's a lot to pick from.
Man, there is a ton. You know what? You could pick several things from this movie, but I think the hand-drawn map that he does of the department store, I have to take that because it is so funny. Because you're thinking of this big, elaborate map from like the savannah. You turn left at the Nile here, there's jungle here, and it's like here's Macy's shoes, here's the purse bags, and here's the bookstore. That's what I'm taking. I'm taking the map.
Oh, you took mine.
Well, there's so many to choose from. Pick another one.
I was like, I want the map.
We can share the map.
I want the alligator.
Which one?
I want the dark alligator that when they first get there, they show that cheesy foam alligator head. That's what I want.
You don't want the one where I thought you would take a Costello swimsuit, the cap. Remember he puts the cap
on? Oh, yeah, with the
on
cap on it. I was thinking about taking maybe a diamond.
Yeah, I mean, those are pretty cool. I thought about that. And then, or the blocks at the end where the monkey spells the end or whatever.
Oh, yeah, he spells out the. Okay, explain before we go. Quick explanation of the ending.
Okay. So here's my takeaway from it. Okay. So when the last you saw Abbott leaving down the river on that raft because he had lost all the diamonds, remember he buried them in the tree and the monkey takes the bag of the diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
So my thought process, and I think this is where they were going, is that the monkey ended up finding Costello or Stanley Livingston, and he got back to America to that thing, and he became rich because he had all those diamonds.
Because he had the bag,
and that's why he made the monkey or the orangutan or whatever his business partner, if you will, because if you remember when Abbott, he's became the elevator bellboy now or whatever, and he's like, I just don't understand it, because he says that a bunch of times throughout the end of this movie. I just don't understand, because he still can't remember, how did I lose these diamonds? I had them in a bag on the X on the tree. And he's like, hey, Mr. Livingston, can you ask your partner about my raise? He says, well, let me see if he's in. And he opens the door and he's like, yep, he's in. So I think that's the whole premise of the ending was a little soft.
They split the gorilla and they split the money, or they split the diamonds.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I mean, it's kind of a weak ending, if you will, but it works. I mean, where do you think they spent all their money on this?
Oh man, they spent, I don't know how much of it was on location. I don't think they ever went to Africa in this movie. I don't think anybody went to Africa in this movie. I think they spent their money on probably props and getting big name people.
I would probably say like maybe the animals, like the chimpanzees that were in here,
just setting up, think about that whole lion tamer scene.
Oh yeah. That's what I would say.
Real lions there.
Yeah. So if you'd like to follow us, we are the Tragedy of Cinema podcast. You can find us on Facebook. You can email us at thetragedyofcinema@gmail.com. But with that being said, I think this episode's coming to a close, and that's a wrap.
And cut.
The tragedy of cinema, where memories shimmer. Join us as we toast to the tales we love the most. Tragedy of cinema, where memories shimmer. Join us as we toast to the tales we love the most. Those we love the most. The tragedy of cinema.